about moving to the Boston area, well, you might not have considered Somerville, but this city has become one of the most sought after places to live just minutes outside of downtown Boston. So today, not only am I going to show you why so many people fall in love with the city, including myself. I formerly called Somerville home, but I'm also going to take you through several homes here in the city, some single families, some condos, so you can see how far your dollar goes in this particular market. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll find out whether Somerville might be the next landing spot for you. Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Mike O'Brien. I'm a Greater Boston real estate agent expert and your guide here on Moving to Boston. So every week I help people like you make the move to Greater Boston, and Somerville is one of those cities I get asked about a ton, from its historic charm to a modernization in a neighborhood as well. Somerville offers a lifestyle that can be hard to beat. So whether you're a professional commuting in from Boston or someone who just looks to be part of a lively, creative community, you're going to want to see what this city has to offer. And today, I'm not only going to show you the neighborhoods, the hot spots, but we'll walk through some actual homes here in this market so you can really picture yourself living here. All right, let's get started. So for those of you who don't know where Somerville is in relation to Boston, let's get into it. It's located just a few miles north of Boston. Somerville is sandwiched between Cambridge there to the south. You have Medford on the northwest side, and then on the northeast side of Medford, you have the Mystic River. And one of the big draws of Somerville, and one of the draws that brought me to Somerville back in the day, is how easy it is to get into Boston and the surrounding areas in Greater Boston. Again, located only about 3 miles from downtown, a lot of public transportation options. You have the Red Line, you can hop on the Red Line in Davis Square. You also have the Orange Line in Assembly Square, or you can catch one of the many bus routes that crisscross the city. So plenty of public transportation opportunities to get in and out of Somerville. If you're a biker, you'll love the community path. It's a greenway that connects Somerville to Cambridge and beyond. And having lived right off the community path when I was a resident of Somerville, I remember seeing the bikers heading to work to begin the day, heading down the path, and then heading back down the path to head home at the end of the workday as well. Of course, but between using your car, using your bike, using your own 2 feet, using one of the many public transportation options in Somerville, this kind of accessibility in Somerville means your commute, whether you're going into the city or deeper into the Greater Boston area, your commute could be under 30 minutes. And so you know, whether you lived in another city, another metropolitan area, or living in Boston right now, you know that any commute under 30 minutes is worth its weight in gold. So one thing I can say for certain is that Somerville is one of the most accessible cities in Massachusetts, not only in terms of getting in and out and around Somerville, but it's one of the most accessible when it comes to that neighborhood kind of feel, that kind of accessibility. And every neighborhood really has its own unique character. You may have heard that Somerville is a city of squares. There's a lot of them. There's Ball Square, there's Teal Square, there is Union Square, which is up and coming, really been developed, and a lot of building going on there over the last couple of years. You have Davis Square and that energy. You might call Davis Square the main square or the hub of Somerville. You also have the newly developed and modern Assembly Square, which is more commonly known as Assembly Row in some circles. But again, it is a city, it is an area which you can really get to know your neighbors. I got the opportunity to really know my neighbors when I lived in Somerville, and there are seemingly events that bring people together constantly. Somerville is the home of the original Porch Fest, an event that had very humble beginnings, where residents of Somerville would invite local musicians, their musician friends, to play on their front porches of the double-deckers and triple-deckers in Somerville. People would walk around going from porch to porch to watch the events, and it has absolutely exploded over the last couple of years. Guster even played Porch Fest a few years ago. You have farmers markets, you have flea markets, you have events just bringing people together, again, seemingly every weekend and all the time throughout the year. It is a dense city, yes, but it does have that small town neighborhood feel. So if you want to be out and about, if you want to get to know the people of Somerville, if you want to get to know your neighbors, the opportunity is definitely there in this city. So we're in the East Somerville section of Somerville. I want to show you a single family home that's available for well below that $1 million price point. So this one is listing for $849,000, courtesy of Sabor Chic of Caldwell Banker. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, over 1,800 square feet available here, recently remodeled as well, and a wonderful opportunity for in-law suite downstairs. So let's start taking a look. All right, so we come from the front door, head down the hallway, and make a left to the living room, where you see those great bay windows and the morning light coming in here. Ceiling fan, electric fireplace installed. That is very exciting. You'll see these mini splits all over this home. Almost all the rooms having mini splits installed, which is great. And we start to see some of the renovations here with those countertops. I do love these built-ins. And you can see an opportunity there for first floor laundry if you'd like. But now we head to the kitchen and we really start to see the remodels here. So great cabinet space. You have the stone countertops, the stainless steel appliances, and I really like the backsplash too. And nice wide sink there. It's a really well done kitchen. So let's start heading upstairs. Let's take a look at the guest bedrooms real quick. You have to use your imagination a little bit, as this home is vacant, but check out the closet space here. This goes down a little bit. Yeah, good space for a third bedroom. And another bedroom here. I can't tell you how clutch it is to have each room, each bedroom installed with the mini splits. So that's good to see. And then we get to the second floor bathroom. Again, new countertops, cabinets. No mirror just yet, that's fine, so you don't have to look at me while we're filming. And a really nice tiled shower tub. All right, let's go from the bathroom here to the primary bedroom. And a lot of space here. Love to see 1 and 2 closets, as we give you a little lay of the land. And another mention of the mini splits, of course. So those are your 3 bedrooms here on the second floor. Let's head all the way down to the basement and check out that in-law suite opportunity we were talking about. So that's a lay of the land here on the second floor. Let's head downstairs to the basement, show you what I was talking about in terms of that opportunity for an in-law suite in a finished basement. Back down on the first floor, heading down the hallway and taking a left down the stairs as we come to this finished basement. So this can be your 4th bedroom if you'd like. It's got a window. It's got a closet. Nice deep closet at that as well. And you have your own egress to the outside if you'd like. This can also be office, TV room, den, really whatever you want it to be. So a lot of versatility here. Let's take a look at the dedicated bathroom. Love that mirror. Do like these countertops. And a new stand-up shower as well. So you see what I'm talking about, a potential for an in-law suite with this dedicated kitchen. Again, with stainless steel appliances, stone countertops again, the new cabinets. That's where your refrigerator will go, if you're so inclined. And I do like a nice countertop range as well. And if you want to, laundry can go here. So again, a lot of versatility, a lot of options with this home. That has been 39 Mount Pleasant Street, again listing for $849,000, courtesy of Caldwell Banker and Sabor Chic. All right, let's head back out onto the road. So one of the coolest things about Somerville is that it has one of the richest arts and cultural scenes, not only outside of Boston or in Massachusetts, but really all of New England. It is a city where you live, and it's hard not to experience art in some way, shape, or form. But there are definitely ways you can go find it yourself. Starting off with the Somerville Theater in Davis Square. This is a century-old landmark that still shows films and new releases. You can see music shows there, stage shows, host concerts. It's one of my favorite venues and favorite theaters that I've ever been to. You also have, not too far away, also in Davis Square, the Rockwell, where you can see improv, comedy shows, theater shows, music shows, really cool venue down in Davis Square. And then going up Highland Avenue a little bit, you have the Armory, which is exactly what it sounds like. An old armory building formerly purposed to house the Massachusetts Volunteer Militia has been repurposed about 20 years ago as a performance space. So you can see live music shows, stage performances, stand-up comedy. Janine Garofalo will be performing at the Armory in the upcoming weeks. Also, every spring, the city comes alive with Somerville Open Studios, one of the largest arts events in the region where hundreds of artists open their doors to the public. Again, Somerville is a city where it's hard not to be walking down the street or turning the corner and experiencing art in some way, shape, or form. You can be walking down that street, you could be turning the corner, you could be heading down the path and see paintings, murals, sculptures in nature. In fact, Somerville has one of the highest artist per capita rates in the entire country. So if you are creative or you just love being around creativity, you're probably going to feel right at home in Somerville. So food is definitely a major part of the Somerville lifestyle. It certainly was a part of my lifestyle when I was living in Somerville. And maybe it's still a part of my lifestyle as I make my way back to Somerville seemingly pretty often to grab a bite. Now we're going to talk more about Assembly Row later on in the video and all that entails, but safe to say it is a great area to go for a night out, grab dinner, so many different options and great cuisines available to you down in Assembly Row. You also have Bow Market in Union Square, which has quickly become a bit of a foodie hotspot where local vendors serve everything from gourmet donuts to handmade noodles. You can grab tacos, it has Vietnamese food. You can also grab a great breakfast there. You have a wine bar and cocktail bar. So Bow Market in Union Square, a really great spot for people who are looking for a great bite to eat. And there are a ton of great restaurants in Somerville overall. You have some of the bigger names like your Ruth's Chris, Legal Seafood, which may not be familiar to everyone outside of Massachusetts, but great seafood spot with a bunch of locations, including this one in Somerville. I'm a bit partial to the Independent and Bronwyn down in Union Square, just to name a few. And also you can find great eateries in Davis Square like Mr. Crepe. You can also check out the live music at some of the pubs like the Burren in Davis Square. So at the end of the day, you're not going to be hurting for options when it comes to a night out in Somerville and finding yourself a great bite to eat, a great dinner, a great lunch, a great breakfast. It's all available in Somerville. So we talked a little already about how Somerville is a dense city, right? Not only in terms of the properties there, but definitely a densely populated city as well. But luckily, it doesn't skimp on the green space. There are plenty of opportunities to go visit a park, playground, enjoy the outside air, the outdoor air, or just go find a place to relax and get away from it all for a little bit. We already talked about the Somerville Community Path, beloved by walkers, joggers, cyclists, not just people on their bikes commuting to and from work, but people on their bikes enjoying a ride during the weekday or weekend. I was lucky enough to live right by the community path when I lived in Somerville. It's where I would go to, again, just enjoy a stroll, go for a run. It's where I'd play catch with my dog. It really is one of the great green spaces, not only in Somerville, but outside of Boston as well. You have Nathan Tufts Park, which offers a bit of history and definitely a bit of relaxation with Powder House right atop of the park itself. And Somerville, like so many neighborhoods and cities in and around Boston, even though you may have an urban setting or an urban landscape, does a great job of dedicating green space, parks and otherwise, to its residents. In Somerville, you actually find more than 60 parks and playgrounds available to use at your leisure. And speaking of outdoor space, let's go check out this condo in East Somerville where you have some outdoor space of your very own. So we're East Somerville, and I want to show you some of the more affordable options relative to the Somerville price range when it comes to housing. And so we're out 25 Cross Street. We're going to take a look at Unit 4. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condominium. A lot of space, actually, over 100 square feet, in-unit laundry, central air, private balcony, parking space. This unit is listing for $579,000, courtesy of Sydney O'Keefe and the Jackie O real estate team at Keller Williams. So let's go take a look inside. All right, we enter this condo, again, over 700 square feet, and we head upstairs. And as always, we pause for the in-unit laundry, Great to see. On the same floor as the primary bedroom. Before we take a look at that bedroom, let's stop in on the bathroom here. Shower tub combo, nice stone countertops. Now let's take a closer look. Why wouldn't we? Hey, built-in shelf, and like the trim there on the tile. Now let's take a look at this big primary bedroom. We talked about the over 700 square feet, a lot of it in this room, very well used. You have the little sitting area there, that's fun. Plenty of space for your bed, whatever size it is. Furniture, dresser, a little sitting area, if you will. And then a nice deep walk-in closet on top of that. So this primary bedroom doing very well in terms of utilizing all the space available. And one last look at the primary bedroom before we make our way downstairs. And we start off in the kitchen. Nice stone countertops here, stainless steel appliances. You start to see the open floor plan a little bit, but good cabinet space, good drawer space. And so we sweep back over to the living room here. And just nice, large, versatile space here. However you want to set it up, a lot of options available to you here. And we'll start to take a peek at the outdoors. As you see there in the background, let's take a closer look. We talked about the outdoor space beforehand, and now you have your own private deck balcony to enjoy the sun and the outdoors here on a beautiful day in Somerville. And that is 25 Cross Street, Unit 4. So I want to take a pause, take a moment real quick to go over the Somerville housing market with you, and want to give you some facts and figures. So as of, let's call it mid-2025, the median sale price for all property types, so I'm talking townhomes, condos, and single families all combined, about $1.1 million. So a bit of a high price zip code to be certain. That was a 3% increase though over 2024. And we've talked about this in other videos. You can almost set your clock or watch to the year-to-year appreciation and value in homes in the greater Boston area, 3 to 5%, and Somerville, no exception there with the 3% increase from 2024 to 2025 so far. Now, when you're talking specifically about condos and townhomes, they're averaging about $930,000. Many selling above or at asking price. List price to sale ratio of 101%. So again, at or above asking price. Inventory does remain tight. Only about 300 condos on the market so far in 2025 here in Somerville. You've seen the condo market slowing a little bit, but again, still very competitive in Somerville. Now, when you're talking about single family homes, even more competitive. The median, the average sale price, rather, sits around just under $1.4 million, 1.39 to be exact. That sale to list price ratio, 102%. Only 60 single family homes on the market so far. And frankly, that's just because there aren't as many single family homes available in Somerville when you compare them to the condos and townhomes. So again, competitive, not only in the condo and townhome market, but especially in the single family market. Those properties, when available, are going pretty quickly. So a quick snapshot. Condos in the $700,000 to $900,000 range. We're going to show you a condo that's actually well below that range, a really nice condo over in East Somerville. Meanwhile, single family homes between $1.2 million and $1.6 million. So again, high price zip code to be certain, but we're going to show you a single family that is in that range. We're also going to show you a single family that is well outside of that range. So when it comes to the Somerville market, bottom line, it comes with a slightly more affordable price point when you're comparing it to Cambridge or downtown Boston. So it's a bit of a sweet spot potentially, but it's still very competitive and sought after market. Now that we have the facts and figures for the Somerville housing market, want to take you to a single family home that's perhaps a little more in line with some of those price ranges that we discussed. This is 9 Fennel Street, tucked a little bit off of Broadway, not too far away from Magoon Square, but we start things off with the front porch. As we head inside, 2 things I want you to know. There's a little half bathroom there in the background on the first floor, and that this has been listing for $1.175 million, courtesy of the Santana team at Keller Williams. Now we officially begin our tour here in the primary bedroom. Great light coming in. This was just before noon on a Saturday, to give you some perspective there. Quick little peek there at the closet space before we head over to the ensuite bathroom. So the stand-up shower with the white tile looking fantastic. My disembodied arm and camera are going to make an appearance. Sorry about that. And I really like this vanity with the white sink and the wood cabinetry underneath. Let's take one last look at the primary bedroom suite before we continue on with our tour. So 4 bedrooms in this home overall. This is the second bedroom on this second floor. Good space, good versatility, be it for a guest bedroom, office, playroom, whatever you would like. Now this is the second bathroom on the second floor. You'll see it's very similarly appointed as the primary bedroom bathroom, but this does have the stand-up shower and tub, again with the white tile. And again, I just really like that vanity and the bathroom mirror combo. Good stuff. Now let's head upstairs for the remaining 2 bedrooms. So here on the 3rd floor, you can see attic space that's been converted into bedrooms. So you have to use your imagination a little bit on how you would utilize this, but a nice deep closet there as well. And then we'll head across the hall here to the final bedroom set up as an office here. One thing I will say, good headroom, good space. Sometimes you see with these converted attics, it's a bit of a space crunch. Not the case here. And I appreciate the automatic lighting here on that closet. And we'll take one last sweep of this 4th bedroom before we head downstairs. So to the 1st floor we go. We'll get to the kitchen, but let's take a look at this living room first. Nice tall windows letting in all that natural light, and good space for however you want to set up your living room area. Dedicated dining room, and now let's get to this kitchen. Gourmet kitchen with the stainless steel appliances, 4-no range, ton of countertop space, a lot of cabinets, a lot of drawers. As we head inside here, you have the vent that goes out to the exterior, which is great to see. And speaking of exterior, you can see the outdoor space. At least let's head out there now. This has a trifecta. You have your deck, you have your patio, you have the grass and green space. So really hitting all the bases here with your backyard. And so this is 9 Fennell Street, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and over 1,500 square feet in this single family home in Somerville. It is a beautiful day in Somerville today, but I want to get out of the sun a little bit to tell you about Assembly Row. So if you're looking for a neighborhood where you're close to everything, shopping, dining, entertainment, grocery stores, pretty much everything you need for daily life, then Assembly Row might be a great neighborhood for you. So this is an area of Somerville, that's probably the most modern area of anywhere in and around Boston outside of the seaport. So there's not a lot here not too long ago, but it's been amazingly built up, has really developed and flourished over the last decade and a half. We'll say it's right on the waterfront by the Mystic River, and it has just about everything you need. In terms of housing, you're not going to find a single family here, that's for sure, but lots of opportunity when it comes to condominiums and apartments. Now, I've mentioned the restaurants already. You can come down here, I think, every day of a month or the month and find a different restaurant or cuisine, different experience. Some great names when it comes to restaurants down here as well, including one we just passed. You can see that behind me. You have great coffee shops, you have great bakeries, you have someone looking to get by another car there in the background. But a lot of pop-up stores and restaurants constantly coming in and out of Assembly Row as well. And again, it's become one of my favorite spots, not only just in Somerville, but anywhere in and around Boston. So you have great access also to the T with the orange line to get downtown. You're right by the highway to get in and around Boston or out of Boston or towards Boston. And also, it's just a great area where people can come enjoy a beautiful day like this, sit on the sidewalk, grab a bite, grab a coffee, grab maybe a pastry, maybe a bagel. It's also right by the waterfront, like I said, so you have Riverside Parks. By the way, Riverfest coming up soon here in a couple weeks. And also recreational opportunities with Volo Sports setting up camp here so you can play beach volleyball, you can play pickleball, there's cornhole as well. And so again, it's just become a great spot here in Somerville and really become one of the most popular spots. So Assembly Row, little city within a city, one of the most modern neighborhoods anywhere around Boston, and one of my favorite spots anywhere around Boston as well. So also worth mentioning are job opportunities and the economy as it pertains to Somerville itself, because Somerville has really grown into a business hub with major employers moving in, and some of that is thanks to Assembly Row, and I know we've mentioned Assembly Row more than a couple times in this video, but as it's developed over the years, you're seeing major employers like Mass General Brigham move in with their big building and their massive campus. You have innovative startups moving into Assembly Row as well. You have Assembly Row, which is the headquarters to Puma on top of that. And so it's not only the opportunities available in Somerville, but also the opportunities close by. Somerville, right next to Cambridge, and its thriving biotech industry. Also, university hubs like MIT and Harvard, of course. Also, Somerville, just a drive or a commute down 93 to the financials district in downtown Boston. You also have Tufts University, which is on the Medford side of Somerville. Actually, Tufts University straddles Medford and Somerville, but also anchors a vibrant academic and professional community. So whether you are exploring the job opportunities in Somerville itself or the opportunities in the surrounding areas, living here, you're going to be close to all those opportunities. You're either just a T ride, maybe a car ride, a highway ride, what have you, to all these opportunities. So you get to live close without the stress of a long commute, because even though Somerville is right outside of Boston, it's still in the thick of things. So why move to Somerville? Well, I'm biased. I loved it, obviously. I lived here at one point, but really you're getting unbelievable access to Boston. You have incredible food, culture, great parks. You have some old and definitely a modern aspect of the neighborhood as well. And just, it's a great community. And with a range of single family homes and condominiums that fit different budgets, there's something for everyone here. So if you need some help exploring homes in Somerville, reach out anytime. I'd love to assist. You can DM me on Instagram at MichaelBryanHomes. You can email me directly at michaelbryanhomes@gmail.com. Again, I'd love to guide you through the process. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell. If you have any questions or experiences in and about Somerville, make sure you put those in the comments below. And of course, make sure you check out the video popping up right here up on your screen for even more insights about living, moving to, and everything about Greater Boston. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.